Do you ever feel like you're losing control of your life? Like you don't have things under control? Like you're really trying to figure out, but things just seem not to be working. It feels like everything else is moving around you and you do not have control of your life. Does this ever happen to you? Then don't worry, because this episode it's all about taking control of our lives. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Life is an Art podcast with me, Maggie. There's so many easy steps that we can start with when it comes to taking control of our lives. The other day, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how I felt like I didn't have control of everything that was happening around me. Like everything seemed to be just going so fast, and I felt like I had no control. If it was my job, I had to do things a certain way. If I was at home, I had to do things a certain way. And whether or not I did it or not, life was still moving, time was still moving. And I felt like this is so much precious time that it's just moving, and I don't have control over it. Then I sat down and I started reading through articles and a book that I'm reading, The Atomic Habits. And this enabled me to know that I can actually take control of my life and decide which direction I want my life to go in. So, one of the easiest steps that I like and I reminded myself is I need a routine. I need a routine from the time the sun rises to the time the sun sets and the rest of the evening. I need a routine, and I think that's what we need. We need a routine. You need a morning routine, an afternoon routine, and an evening routine. One. So how do you create that? Every single day, you find yourselves waking up, and you just do the normal things. Like you're waking up, and you're just going to prepare yourself and go to work. How about we make that intentional? Like I wake up, I say a prayer, I take a glass of water with maybe chia seeds, and then I after that I remove my clothes, then I fold them, put them in a certain place, take my towel, go to the bathroom, take a shower with a specific soap, following some specific steps. Maybe start with my face with a face wash, then take over with maybe not an halufa and the other bathing soap. Finish up that one, have a bathing routine, come out, dry yourself, then put on your clothes that you had ironed out last night, that you had placed. Everything is in order. Start with your moisturizer on your face, then down to the lotion, deodorant, and the rest of your clothes. Then warm some water if you're drinking coffee in the morning. Prepare something to eat real quick. Pack your bag, pack what you're carrying for lunch, and then you go out for work. When you have that, when you have a routine, you feel like indeed, I have control of my life. I have a control of my morning. Instead of you find yourself, you wake up early or wake up late, and you end up being in a rush all the time, or you wake up really early, but you end up being late because you in the middle of doing something you remember you didn't do A or B, or you eliminated some things that were quite important for you. And to eliminate that, you need a morning routine. What does that look like? So for an afternoon routine looks different for everyone depending on the type of work that you do. It could be you're working from home, then that one you should customize a routine that enables you to have an afternoon routine. Most afternoon, often than not, we end up having lunch or a snack or just having a break. So you need to define what that break is gonna look like. Because someone's gonna come, maybe a colleague, and give you some banter in the office, so that some gossip in the office, or just an assignment to accomplish or add on to the assignments that you wanted to do. So you need to know that You need to feel like you have control of your afternoons, and that enables you to have a control of your life. So maybe you can say, I'll have lunch first, then from there I'll speak with this, then this, then this, and this, then I'll do A, B, and C. And then that will be my afternoon. Or I'll read a chapter or two of my book. Then after that I will move forward to checking my emails or checking or talking to a friend during my break on something like that. Then when it comes to the evening, we have a routine in the evening. So what do I do when I get off work? Well, you come, you check in, you remove your shoes and put your bag away. Then you get undressed, get to the shower, follow your shower routine, then come out, eat a snack, then start preparing for dinner, have things prepped in the fridge beforehand so that it's easier for you to maneuver through the kitchen without feeling frustrated, and also so that it can motivate you to cook and have uh, a healthy meal, because sometimes you feel like, oh my god, I came out to work so late, now I can't eat. Now what do I eat? I'll just have bread and water or bread and tea and I'll call it a night. I'm so tired, I can't do this. But now you see, with preparations, when you prepare things beforehand and when you foresee a task that is going to be very difficult, if there's no preparation, then you should now start preparing for that. If it's pre-cooked meals, or have some meal prepped in the fridge, not a whole meal, like maybe a stew or a carbohydrate like rice or ugali or some spaghetti or something like that. Have it prepped so that it's easier when you come off work. It's just like you just do the stew or just do the rice and you have a stew and that's it. Then you can say, I'll read a book, I'll watch my favorite series, like an episode, I'll read a book, then I'll go, maybe I'll take like 20 minutes to go through my social media, and then I'll go to bed, I'll brush my teeth, I'll prepare all the clothes that I have to for tomorrow, and then I'll read a chapter or so of my book. Then I'll get to bed, maybe have an evening meditation, and then from there I will be able to go to bed and sleep. And I believe when you make those small routines or these small rituals around your 24 hours, then um you will be able to have feel like you have control of your life. Another thing I fancy a lot, it's the ability to who hold you accountable when it comes to accomplishing some goals. E.g., at the beginning of the year, I know you have made some resolutions. You even created a vision board for yourself, and you say like, this year accomplish A, B, C, and D, regardless of how small the task is. You feel like it's important to you and you need to accomplish it. And it's really good to surround yourself with people who hold you accountable for your goals. If your goals are to go to the gym, you surround yourself with able to so these are people who enable you to get a hold of your life and stop slaking on some of the goals, and they enable you to stand still. Another thing of taking control of your life is not caring so much about what people have to say or comparing you. Well, that's one. Let's start with not caring about what people have to say about your life, because we give people so much power over our lives, but at the end of the day, it's our lives. You may end up living your life for people, and then at the end, you realize that you actually lived for people. And when someone asks you, like, okay, then what do you like? And you end up finding that you actually like things that other people like, not because they are good to you, but because when you like them, it's easier for you to associate yourself with a certain crowd. Like, for instance, you're not a party person and you don't like drinking, but you find yourself drinking with people because those people an interaction. So it's all about people pleasing. So one way to take control of your life is just to stop people pleasing. And say another thing, number three, it's saying no. I feel like I'm summarizing some of the that I've talked about. And saying no, it's very important when it comes to you feeling control of your over your life. So when you say no to things that you would normally say yes to, not because you want to do them, but because it feels like everybody wants you to do them, or because saying no just seems rude and not appealing and not a good way, a good response, then one of the ways you can take control of your life is by saying no, like this is not okay. This does not sit well with my mental health at this particular moment. And I do not feel my best when I do this certain task. So for that reason, I don't want to. Another thing is about comparing yourself, comparing your journey with someone else's journey. You will never have control over your life if you're always comparing yourself with someone else. Like if you're always seeing less, if you're lagging behind, or you want to accomplish A because your friend accomplished A, instead of having a competition between your 2021 self and now your 2022 self. Just accomplishing things that are important to you, and not because you want to be at a certain level with a friend or at a certain level with a certain colleague at work. You need to also, that's one way that you can take control of your life. Another thing, another thing is surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with hobbies and some hobbies, especially, let's first of all even talk about hobbies. Like you need to have those things that are very precious to you and things that you'd like to do that make you feel like you're in control of your life. Sometimes some people go for walks, some people go out for to a restaurant by themselves, and that makes them feel like they have control over their lives. They have control over everything they're doing. Another thing is the most important part, the thing that can make us lose our mind most of the time, like 98% of the time, is not having our finances right and feeling like a prisoner of your finances because you don't have that under control. And most of the time, to be honest, we really don't have control of our finances in terms of how they come. But where we have control is it's where how we manage our finances. So when you have a plan on how you're going to manage like your finances, if you earn like 10 shillings, like 2 shillings will go to bills, 3 shillings will go to this, 5 shillings will go to this, 6 shillings will go to this. Then I can save a shilling, then 2 shillings I can use them to maybe go out and have some lunch or watch a movie or something. When we have that, when we have a plan, when we budget on the finances that are coming in, then we can be able to say that indeed you feel like you really have a bit of control over your life because you have things in order. So one of the things that I have to say, it's like when we hang on so much to the past and we hang out so much to the future, we forget about the present. And something that's very important is the present, the now. What are you doing now? Because if you don't have control, if you're letting the past control your present and you're letting your future control your present, then when do you really live life? You get me? Like, when do you really sit down with yourself? Like, this era, I know we all have some goals and we all have everyone telling us every single thing on what to do. But take these few steps and take control of your life. And when you have control of your life, you can be able to navigate yourself to the direction that you'd like to. Like a ship in the ocean. When when the ocean is angry, when the waves are very huge and the current is very high, it's very hard for that ship to be on to be stabilized. If it's very easy for it to even sink and break down if there's no stability, if there's no structure. And that's what I'm talking about. You need structure in your life, because without structure, anything that comes from outside, any buffers, any any distractions, any walls that come before you, you won't be able to overcome them because you do not have a structure. So let's work more so on creating structures and not really on just achieving a certain goal, because you could achieve a certain goals however you achieve it but end up feeling empty because you don't even know how you ended up there. But when we appreciate the process of like taking control of our lives and we manage to do A, B, C, and D, then you will be able to be in a better position to take to make decisions, to even trust yourself that you can accomplish even bigger goals, because everything is just seamlessly moving. Everything is moving despite of the challenges. Everything is seamlessly moving because you are in control of your life. So how about we take a moment? It's Feb. Let's take control of our lives. Let's take control of our mornings, afternoon, evening, how we spend our our free time, how we spend our time at work, how we spend our money, how we interact with people, and how we want to be, how we want to be. So, thank you so much for listening to the first episode of 2022. I'm so happy that you could join me, and I hope to see you soon on the next episode. Please share this episode with a friend who feel that they might benefit from this podcast. And yeah, has been me, Maggie, from Life is an Art podcast. And take care, be good, take control of your life. This is your life, one life, so live it to the best that you can. Yeah. And